Hey guys, Brian Myers here, Primitive Strength and Wellness in Amarillo, and I'm a Strong First Level 2 instructor, and I consider myself a movement coach. I like to move, I love proper movement, and on this series of Movement is Medicine, today I'm going to cover the hips. A lot of people sit around all day on Sundays, they're couch jockeys, they sit there and watch football, or you've had a really hard training week the week prior. Mondays, everybody's a little stiff, especially in the hips. So I'm just going to cover some things real quick that we can do, some movements, dynamic movements with a little bit of mobility added in there to get those hips loosened up. These are things you can do at home with no equipment, or you can do these on your break at work, okay? If you're feeling tight, hips feel real tight, you're having trouble squatting, lower back's a little sore, these are some things that might help you to ease up some of that pain and just to feel better and to move better. So first thing we're going to start with is a 6-point rock. You've probably seen these before. I'm just going to get to a 6-point stance, hands underneath the shoulders, knees directly underneath the hips. I like to have those toes tucked underneath in the back, and then I'm going to rock. Okay, I'm going to let my chest and my belly sink down a little bit. I don't necessarily want to be in this position. This is uncomfortable in the rock. I'm just going to relax and rock. Okay, I'm going to do this for reps or for time. 30 seconds starting off, 60 seconds, great. Okay, just rocking here, breathing normal. All right. So you've got 6-point rocks. From there, I'm going to go into a tactical frog. Tactical frog, I'm going to take my knees out a little bit, get a mat if this irritates your knees, or do it on some soft carpet or something. I want my feet directly behind my knees. They don't necessarily have to be flat. I'm going to come down to my forearms. Again, I'm going to let my chest and my belly sag down just a little bit. And then I'm going to slowly rock here. Now this is going to be a little more aggressive, a little tighter in the inner thigh. So I'm not going to do it real quick, and I'm not going to be aggressive on how far and how hard I push back. I would like to be able to get my hip joint slightly past my knee joint here. Again, slow, controlled, going with the breathing. Like to get it where my reps sort of match my breath. I'm exhaling on the back portion of it. Now this one you can also hold and work on your mobility a little bit, but for today we're just going to rock, okay? Same thing again for reps or for time, rocking in the frog. And make sure when you come out of this that you walk straight forward. Do not move your knees until your belly hits the ground. Then you can bring those legs together slowly, okay? From there, I'm going to come back up. I'm going to take one foot out, and I'm going to go into what is called a runner's stretch. So from here, I'm leaving my pelvis neutral, and I'm just going to push forward and down, and then I'm going to back out. Now this is a dynamic runner's stretch. I'm not going to hold this for any amount of time in any position. I'm just going to push into it, and then I'm going to back right out. Again, reps or time. Okay? Show you both sides real quick. On this one, I'm keeping the torso upright, chest is proud, just focusing on opening like a pair of scissors, opening up, okay? Runner's stretch. It's nice to get that anterior hip opened up. Another one that I really like is the 90-90 hip flexor stretch. I want to be in 90-degree bends with both legs, toes tucked underneath in the back. It's like I'm on railroad tracks. I got one foot on one track, and then I have the knee and the foot on the other track. From here, instead of a neutral pelvis, I'm going to tuck that pelvis underneath. So the tailbone comes underneath. Think belly button or imaginary belt buckle up towards the ceiling. You're going to feel that pretty quick when you tuck. Okay, you're going to feel a nice stretch right here at the crease of the hip. So I'm going to tuck, and then I'm going to push my hips forward. I'm going to lead with the hips. Okay, tuck, lead forward with the hips. All right. Again, you can pulse in and out of this one if you would like to, going slow. This one's a little bit more aggressive, or you can get into it and hold it. Okay, so tuck, belly button to the ceiling, push in, and you're going to feel that top of the quad right in the crease of that hip. Okay, it's going to get tight right there. That is stretching that hip flexor. So as want to hold that for time on that one. Okay, one more real quick. One of my favorite ones, Prying Cobra. I'm going to go into a push-up position with a wide stance. I'm going to squeeze those glutes. I'm going to drop down to a cobra, keeping my glutes engaged. And then I'm going to look back at my heel and push my hip into the ground. Opposite side. So I'm pushing my left hip down, and I'm slowly going to look to my left heel and push my right hip down. Nice and slow, going back and forth. And that one is Prime Cobra. So those are some of my go-tos for getting the hips open, getting them loosened up, getting you feeling good, especially if you have been traveling, sitting on a plane, sitting at your job all day, or sitting on the couch, being an armchair quarterback. Do those, like I said, start off slow and do more reps than 10 or 15. I'm talking 20, 30. Do it for time, stuff like that. Do it a couple times throughout the day and let me know how your hips feel. All right, y'all have a great week.